It's actually been a while since I saw our faces as well.
It's true.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to. Oh, it's going to lag for a little bit. Probably. Maybe. Well, Season 2, Episode 17 of the Everything About Everything Sports Podcast.
You guys talking about sticks and balls.
And this is like the first time in months you could see us.
Mm-hmm.
So, hello.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
It's after Christmas, but
Happy New Year.
yeah. We won't. Yeah, it'll be the next time you guys see us will be next year. Or so they say.
So we hope. But I don't know. Sports. It is our job to know about sports.
You want to clear the stragglers out of the way. I'm going to hit NBA first.
Mm-hmm.
Pistons beat Lakers. Or I don't know. I think it might have happened before the last time we recorded. We haven't talked about it.
Oh yeah, that was on Christmas Eve.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So yeah, it was after the last time we recorded.
Yeah, that was on Christmas Eve, and I remember laughing at the TV when I saw that. I was like, "Oh, that's quite funny." Have they played since?
I'm sure they have. I don't know. I mean, you guys should know. We don't keep up on I don't keep up on basketball very much.
Not as much as we should.
No, I just tune in to see how the Pistons are doing every now and then. If there's a game on late at night and there's no hockey on, I'll watch that.
I almost did buy a Lakers shirt today, though.
Can I ask you a question? Why don't you just download the ESPN app? Yeah, every single time you look up, you have to look it up.
Yo, why are you out at me like that?
I don't know, because I see, like,
I don't even know.
Like, watch that. Boom.
Yo, bro. That's a good question. I think
we lost the Nuggets.
Yeah.
See how fast that was? No, I'm just playing.
I did have ESPN downloaded. I just never use it. That's why.
It is a pain in the ass sometimes to use. Like, sometimes I'll be sitting there in my basement, and it'll just won't load. And I'm like, oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
You see, Safari never led me wrong, you bitch.
Safari has done me wrong so many times. Like, it's the same thing as Google. I swear to God. I'll look something up, and it'll be like, oh, like some baseball player's stats, and it like 8 links down, it'll give me what I want. It's like, why don't you just put that one at the top?
Or re-download ESPN. I don't even. Do you watch ESPN on your phone?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why.
ESPN Plus.
I don't. That's why too.
Oh, well. That also doesn't work half the time either.
Well. But
I paid for a UFC fight, John Jones versus Stipe Miocic, and it didn't charge my account or my card until like 3 weeks later. Yeah, it was like the next UFC card was on, and it charged me. I was like, oh,
okay,
yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, basketball news, yeah.
It was also a high-scoring game. What did it say?
117, 114.
Yeah. It was 134 to 121.
Oh, you're talking about the Nuggets.
Yeah, that was higher scoring than the Pistons.
I thought you were talking about Lakers.
No. Yeah, 117, 114. But this past one was even higher, though. This one in overtime.
I was like, I was going to say they could do that during regulation.
It's just very uncommon.
Yeah.
Because then Knicks and Wizards, 136, 132 and in overtime. And then Kings and Lakers, 122 to 132. Jesus Christ. I remember when NBA games, it was like, oh, the fucking Celtics hit 100 points. And it was like something that happened like a few times a season or something like that. Now, almost every single game that I looked at right then on Saturday night was over 100 points. I think there was like one or two teams that didn't score 100 points.
Yeah.
That's nuts. That's crazy. But then you see, like, it seems like baseball is, like, kind of stayed the same, and then hockey's, like, even hockey, there was a lot of, like, 6-2 games, And like we were talking about, Blues and Predators went 7-4, and Seahawks versus who? Bears went 6-3.
Speaking of which,
Yeah.
I have to talk so much shit to my coworker Thursday when I see him.
Bears fan.
Yes.
Why?
Why? That's a good question. I don't think his dad actually loved him. But,
Jesus.
no, he's just from Chicago.
Oh,
So his dad probably didn't love him.
not
But
that. Yeah.
our I don't know, dude. That I knew I wasn't going to watch it. I saw that on Thursday night. I was like, "Oh, who's playing tonight?" Thursday night football. I was like, "Oh."
Yeah, I wasn't watching it either.
And then it was Friday morning. I was like, "Oh, I wonder who won. I wonder if." No, I was like, "I wonder if my coworker actually has a right to be a Bears fan for once." And I look at Google and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Even if there's Seahawks fans out there, what?
The only reason why you won is because Caleb Williams threw a pick six, or else it would have been a 3-0 game.
It wasn't even 7.
Yeah,
6-0.
he missed the extra point.
Yeah, like what the hell? Like when I saw that, I was like, 2 field goals, and then like, I think it was underneath. It was like kick 6, pulls the Seahawks ahead or something like that.
Yeah,
and I was like, what? I was like, is there no like? Is the kicker got hurt off of the first freaking field goal, and there were no one that played soccer in the stadium at all.
Don't have a reserve.
What the hell happened? Yeah, like didn't have anything else in the kick.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure that's the lowest scoring NFL game in history.
No. Lowest scoring NFL game in history is 2-0.
Really?
Pretty sure it's 2-0. Safety and then nothing else. Like way back, like before Super Bowl era.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Yeah.
All right, well,
a good question. I'm pretty sure it's 2-0.
Or like a 3-2 game.
Something like that.
I don't know. I just remember the Super Bowl was like 13-9 or some shit, and that was the lowest scoring Super Bowl in history.
Yeah, 5 2-0 games have occurred in the game's history. 1938 between the Bears and Packers. Ah! The Bears again. Bears catching strays.
Yo, what? Alright. This is my piss.
That is the lowest scoring game this season, though, obviously.
Yeah.
And then Jaguars 10, Titans 6 in Week 14 is the next highest. The next lowest.
I haven't looked at. I think all our viewers are from Michigan. Yeah. Why do the Bears even exist at this point? Bump them down to the XFL or US.
You're not going to do that.
I know.
Too much of a story franchise.
I know.
They have some really good teams. But, dude, like they have. The thing is, they have so much potential. Like
really do. Like
if you're a competent head coach or a competent OC, they could be like a team like the. Let's see, who has like a really high power offense but not that great, like the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Or like maybe like the Texans, but the Texans' defense is better. Or maybe like the Broncos. Like you could be like a team like that, like a fringe playoff team, but no, God forbid.
Is Denver in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're 9-7.
Yeah, they just lost to the Bengals in overtime.
Yeah, but the Bengals I think are 8-6 or 9-6 now.
Yeah. The Bengals are really shooting themselves in the foot. The amount of stupid shit that Zach Taylor calls.
Joe Burrow's back is broken. He's carrying the team.
Yeah, Chase Brown just got injured when they didn't need to get injured. Yeah, but Chase Brown got injured on the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
When they could have, not did that and still won.
Yeah. I mean, that defense has taken some hits too. Like you had who's the one dude who got hurt? Trey Hendrickson get hurt? One of their defensive ends.
Did he? I don't know.
I have no idea. I remember hearing something like that. Or was it like a big name on their defense that got hurt?
I'm just not a big Bengals fan, so I don't know.
Not really. I don't mind. Like Bengals are probably one of my more favorite. Like I'll root for them if they're playing against somebody. Because I remember when I would watch football, like early 2000s, like late 2000s, they had this one dude in the stands. Well, Ocho. And they had this one dude in the stands. He would sit front row, right behind the bench, and he would dress in a full stormtrooper outfit with Bengals stripes, like tiger stripes.
Oh, that'd be cool.
So I was like, and they would put the camera on him, like, swear to God, like a dozen times a game on television.
Yeah.
So I was like, holy shit, like that guy's really cool. So I started liking the Bengals.
Yeah.
Plus, Tigers, Bengals, Bengal Tiger.
Yeah. Also, Bengals are just a cool cat in general. I know it doesn't. Why is the Cincinnati Bengals called the Cincinnati Bengals?
I think a lot of so I follow this one account called NFL Histories.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of they did like a team name, like why this team was called this name. A lot of it was just like fan inputs, and then the team would like vote on it, or fans would vote on it. So it could be just that. It could be just like there was like a fan vote, and it sounded good. So
yeah, I mean, okay, yeah.
And then like a lot of other teams had moved from like other cities.
Yeah.
So it was like Cincinnati Cardinals. Arizona Cardinals used to be in St. Louis, and they moved to Arizona. Like they used to before the St. Louis Cardinals became the St. Louis Cardinals. They were there.
Do we want to keep talking about NFL or transition into other thing and then come back because I can do either?
You want to do Lions first, and then we can do the rest, everything else, hockey and baseball.
Yeah, all right. We'll keep continuing. The stumble bomb.
Yeah.
I still can't believe that was a trick play. And the fact of the matter is that Ben Johnson is one of the smartest OCs I've ever fucking seen.
They said we have more in the bank. Like, we have more shit like that we just haven't used yet. Like, there's other trick plays that people have come up with. Like, not just Ben Johnson. Like, other people, like, in the offense, and he's, like, tweaked it and put it into his playbook. Or, like, put it, like, off to the side, and he just has yet to input it into his playbook.
I hope to God we give him $500 million for him to stay.
Yeah, dude. He has to stay. Like, Aaron Glenn has done wonders with his defense. I feel like I'd be more willing to lose Aaron Glenn than lose Ben Johnson, to be honest with you. I won't want to lose either of them. Like, keep both of them. Keep that three-headed monster of Dan Campbell, Johnson, and Aaron Glenn.
And Brad Holmes.
And Brady. He's probably not going to go anywhere for a long time. After the magic that he's pulled in all these drafts, I think he's had, 3 or 4 drafts so far he's been here. I think he's going to be here for a while.
Bang!
Yeah. They just said something about Jahmyr Gibbs that I saw. I was like, he was overlooked by, a lot of teams and fans and stuff like that, and it's like, well, why would you take Gibbs at 12? He'd be like a high second rounder, something like that. And then it came out that, the Cowboys were after him. The Bengals wanted to trade up to get him. The Browns wanted to trade up to get him and stuff like that. And it's like, we ended up getting him at 12.
All right, let's just rattle off some of who Brad Holmes got drafted. Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah, that was Jameson Williams.
JMO.
Aiden Hutchinson.
Now that's because the Jacksonville Jaguars are stupid.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of people didn't trust him coming out of college because he did have a very stereotypical way of playing. He had a college play style, a lot of people said, so it's they didn't know how that would translate to the NFL. But it's done just fine.
Yeah. He's also got Jack Campbell,
Brian Branch,
Rodrigo,
Kirby Joseph, Terry Arnold.
Yeah. What a hell of a guy that is.
And that's just half of what he actually has. He's what's his face? Dang, so high.
Tears. Happy tears.
Yeah.
They don't play till tomorrow, though. That's the only sad part.
Did he draft Melifonwu? Was he a CEO? I think he was a free agent, undrafted signing.
Still.
Yeah, still. Trying to think. There's obviously a lot more.
Like 80% of the team we have now is because of Brad Holmes.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's only a handful of guys who have been here before. When
Anzalone was here. Was Barnes here?
No, I think Anzalone and Barnes were both pickups by Brad Holmes, like in his first year. Because I think Anzalone's only been here 2 or 3 years. Yeah, 3 years. He came in the year we win 8 and 7. I'm pretty sure. Or no, what was it? 9 and 8.
Yeah. Wow.
And then Decker's been here. Ragnow's been here.
Skip.
Yeah, Skip's been here.
We picked up Zeitler.
Lee McNeil was another draft pick of his.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Davenport was a pickup, even though he only played like 4 weeks.
Yeah.
He was good when he played here. But then he got injured again.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. He's injured again.
Sorry, puberty hits at different cycles of life.
I guess. What the fuck happened? Yes. All right, let's continue. Let's continue.
Voice crack out of nowhere.
Yeah. You know who has some aggressive ones is Adam.
Yeah, but
Adam has some crazy ones.
Yeah, but his voice, like, I would expect it to happen.
Yeah, Adam does have like he is probably one of the higher voices out of the friend group. What is happening? What is happening?
Hey, it's alright. Puberty hits at different stages of life. It's okay.
Dude, I don't know. That's crazy.
Just when you start talking like very deep.
I just stay down here for the rest of the day. Imagine I just immediately, like, right as you enter the door today. Like, it's like, I should just stop talking.
Yeah, Adam is also a very great singer. And that.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my god.
We gotta go to a karaoke bar with him. That'd be great.
Yeah.
What? So Dan Campbell made the decision not to sit any of the starters
For the Vikings?
for this week.
Oh, yeah, no, why would you?
Exactly.
No, yeah, because the situation the Lions are in, I saw something earlier, is if the Vikings lose and we win this week, then we're automatically in.
Yeah.
And the Vikings and Packers play, I think, at 4:30.
Yeah.
So we're going to find out here about half an hour.
Yeah.
So if we have, and then that locks up the number 1 seed because the Eagles are where the Vikings are.
Mm-hmm.
The Eagles would have to win out, and then we would get the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
So, but then we do have
if we're not the 1 seed, we automatically become the 5 seed. Basically.
Yeah, no, that is a tough part. And then we also don't get home field advantage if we're the 5 seed throughout the entire playoff.
Yeah.
Unless we get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So, well, then the Super Bowl wouldn't matter because it's neutral site.
Yeah, New Orleans.
Yeah. Which I feel like the Lions fans would show up in New Orleans because Dan Campbell used to coach there.
Yeah.
So you'd have like a lot of New Orleans fans who would probably tilt to that side because that's their former head coach.
Yeah.
And Davenport played in New Orleans.
Dang, Anzalone played in New Orleans?
I don't know. I can't remember.
I think he did. I think he was drafted to New Orleans.
I thought he played for Arizona.
I
can't remember. But I'm trying to think of other pickups by Brad Holmes too. Laporta draft pick.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Brock Wright.
Wikipedia. Dude, just tell me where he fucking played. He was drafted by the New Orleans Saints in the third round of the 2017 draft. I remember seeing that white, yellow hair on a Saints uniform.
Yeah, I remember him playing with a dark uniform. That's why I thought maybe the Cardinal red. But yeah, the Lions shouldn't sit their starters.
Well, yeah, media's like, well, don't you think you should sit your starters given the position? And Dan Campbell's like, what he really probably want to say is, why the fuck would I do that?
No, yeah. Did you also see there was a stat that said the Lions, when they had Hutchinson, or no, after they lost Hutchinson, we were the third ranked blitz defense in the league, like getting pressure, getting pass rush and stuff like that. And then after we lost like Lee McNeil, I think we dropped to number 4 or 5, and the 49ers are 28th in the league at stopping the rush and stopping the blitz and getting complete passes and like preventing sacks and stuff like that.
Also without CMC.
They are without CMC, so they're
I think Ayuk or something.
Ayuk's been here. Yeah, Ayuk's out. I want to say Trent Williams is also down.
Trent Williams is out. Also, fuck the 49ers.
Yeah, why would...
This means something.
Even if we were undefeated going in this game, play your starters. Because we need to make a statement in this game.
Fuck are you?
Yeah, right, yeah. Like, oh my god. Yeah, this game tomorrow.
Drake Greenlaw's out, too.
Yeah. Debo is questionable, but he's been playing.
I hope he does because he drops everything.
You're going to have to play. You're the only receiver. You're going to have, what, college kids playing out there? Who the hell do they have other than...
Pearsall that got shot?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I think his name is Pearsall. It's definitely Ricky.
Pearson.
No, it's Pearsall.
Pearsall.
It's like CHAL.
Oh.
Pearsall, kind of.
Pearsall? I don't know.
I think it's Pearsall.
But yeah,
I'm not even gonna look it up. Fucking
Lions definitely shouldn't have, because this game is a must win. Because if Vikings also win this week, then it goes into a literal NFC North championship for the number 1 seed.
And every game next week is TBD.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking they're going to make it a Monday night game, depending on what happens.
I'm thinking they're going to do that too.
Or Sunday night.
It's going to be a night game regardless. Because if you win and the Vikings lose, you still should make that a Sunday night game.
Oh yeah.
And then if you make it, if they win and we win, that's easily a Monday night game. Even like a Monday night doubleheader game.
Yeah.
Like have one at like 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock, and then have the other one at 8 or something like that.
Yeah.
Like depending on who else you put up there.
This is basically, it would be America's Game of the Week, basically.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you ask me, that's it regardless. Because even if the Lions do clinch a number 1 seed this week, it determines whether or not Vikings get, I think it's like 2nd or 6th seed or something like that. And then you have other teams playing. There are other teams that are going to face different fates based on what the Lions and the Vikings do. So it determines
everybody's licking their fucking shots.
Oh, yeah. These 3 games, really, Vikings and Packers, 49ers and Lions, and then Lions and Vikings, it largely determines how the playoffs can look for the NFC.
Yeah.
So it definitely is America's game.
Because right now it's the Chiefs and Bills 1 and 2 seed.
Yeah.
Because the Bills are, and I don't know what the score is. It was 33-0. So
yeah, and then I think it's Ravens after that. And then
I thought he had like 43 touchdowns to 4 interceptions.
Ooh, Lamar? Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, that's the thing. That's what Lamar does, because he'll extend the play, and then he'll find a receiver wide open down the field, and he has a cannon, so he can just throw it.
Or he runs,
or he'll run, and he'll take away the option of an interception or an incompletion altogether, and then he'll run in either for himself, or he'll do like one of those little dump passes, and then get a first down and then go down the field. I don't know.
That's just crazy numbers, though. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
But I mean, so Lions obviously play tomorrow night. New Year's 6 next week.
Right. Yeah.
Or is it New Year's 8, technically? Oh, 6?
No, it's the New Year's 6.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sugar, Fiesta, Orange, Cotton, Peach, and Rose.
Yeah, those are all hopefully going to be better games. I'm not saying that they were bad games. Oh, yeah, I am saying that they were bad games. Because they were all blowouts, and none of them were truly...
Well, there's only 4 there in the playoff, because there's only the 4 games. The other 2, I don't remember. I know the Rose Bowl is the Ohio State game, Ohio State, Oregon. And then I'm pretty sure Georgia is the Peach Bowl, because Georgia Peaches.
Yeah, so they're facing Notre Dame.
Yeah, and then Texas, I think, is the Cotton Bowl.
Yeah.
And then
they got Arizona State. And then it's Boise, Penn State.
Which could be any of them, really.
Yeah.
And then, so it leaves Fiesta, Sugar, and Orange. So whichever one of those. And then, but then there's 2 that are in the playoffs, so there's 2 that are excluded. And they're going to rotate them in. So they're going to take out, like, say they take out the Sugar Bowl or whatever, and they rotate in the Cotton Bowl or, whatever happens.
But either way, I think they're going to be better games than what they were.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, you obviously still have the opportunity for a couple blowouts there. Because Arizona State could get trounced by Texas.
Or Arizona State could trounce Texas.
Could. Probably not going to happen.
It'd be awesome to see.
It would be crazy to see. I feel like, if anything, that would be, if Arizona State does win that game, it's going to come down to it. It's going to be like a Navy-Oklahoma game like the other day.
Yeah.
Which, that was a really good game.
21-20.
Yeah.
Is Brett Venables going to be fired because of that?
Oklahoma's coach? No, I don't think so. Navy's been on a historic run this year.
Yeah. The Real Quest Bowl, Alabama, Michigan, is also on the 31st.
Also known as the Hall of Fame Bowl.
Is it actually?
I'm pretty sure it's the ReliaQuest Hall of Fame Bowl. That's like the sponsor.
Bryce Underwood isn't allowed to play, but he's at Michigan right now.
He's been at practice.
Yeah. Fucking put him next to Orgy, dude, like he was.
Yeah.
He looks like a senior in college.
Orgy, I also think, is like 5'11" or something like that.
He's 6'3".
Orgy? Oh, dang. Okay. Well, then, yeah, Bryce Underwood's got to be like 6'6", 6'5", 6'6", which is nuts. Wait, and then apparently people were saying, like, people have watched Michigan's practices and other teammates and stuff like that, saying that he's got a laser attached to his arm. Like, this guy can throw really far and really accurately.
Yeah.
So that's good to hear. And, I mean, and the dude can run, too. That's what he was doing when he was in Belleville.
Yeah.
He was running and throwing. So
yeah. And then Ohio State commented under the post, or like it was either a fan account, something from Ohio State's like skinny legs. I was like, his legs won't matter when you throw 60-yard bombs on your head.
No, yeah. And how about Will Howard's skinny arms? Like, we're not going to talk about that?
I hope they get demolished against Oregon. I really do. I really do.
Dude, yeah, I hope so.
I hope so.
I think they will. I think Oregon's going to walk out with that one.
Oregon's had a month off.
Right.
Or over a month off, basically.
Yeah, and Ohio State will have 3 weeks at that point.
Yeah.
Well, like 2.5. Because I think the last games were like the 11th and 13th or something like that, like the 14th.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be like just over 2.5 weeks. Or like just under 2.5 weeks, like 18 days.
Yeah.
Or 17 days.
Something like
31,
that.
14. Yeah, so 17 days, just over 2 weeks. So, I mean, but then that, like we were talking about before, yeah, at that point, it really doesn't matter if you have the rest or if you have the game before, because you have that 2 weeks to prep. Now, if someone goes down with like a major injury, then that's different because you played the game before. But like Ohio State didn't suffer anything like that.
Not that I know of. I
No.
don't think so.
No, yeah. So like, if anything, it was just like banged up and stuff like that.
And it would have been fine with the 2 weeks.
Right, yeah. So both teams are going in basically fresh.
Yeah.
So
hella fresh, especially Oregon. Oregon should feel great right now.
Well, you can't, there is such a thing as over-preparing, though. And, saying that, oh, this is what we're going to do for Ohio State, and you go into the game, and Ohio State has their stuff completely switched because they played a game before. Yeah. And you go in, and you just look like you don't know what you're doing. Yeah. And then Ohio State buzzes right by you. So Oregon just has to stick to what they do and what they've been doing through the regular season and use what they did and use what they learned when they played Ohio State the first time.
What I would assume kind of happens if you're in Oregon's spot, or this is probably what I would have done if I was, Dan Lennon. We have 2 weeks. At that point we had 2.5 weeks to see who we were going to play. So depending on how my team felt, I would have probably just let them have it off. We would lift, but we wouldn't really practice. Or we would have walkthrough practice.
No, yeah, it was probably light practice to keep everyone warm and stuff like that. Walkthroughs to and if you inserted new plays or whatever, change it up from the regular season, and just conditioning. Yeah, and then once you found out about
it would be very, very basic. Yeah. I wouldn't even have a padded practice during that time unless it was just uppers.
No, yeah, you maybe have one padded practice, just maybe 7-on-7s. Just walkthroughs or
or just to pop a little bit.
Right, yeah, just to keep everyone loose and keep everyone...
Even if you're just tackling dummies,
Right, yeah.
That's what I would have done. And then
once you find out about Ohio State, then you start to get into the game of it.
I would treat it like you would have a bye week, since you had 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
So
that's an extended bye.
Yeah, so that first week, we're game planning hard. Mm-hmm. And then that next week we would ramp up into actually getting ready.
Get into game speed, yeah. And then
that's what I would do.
And then you have Ohio State too. Coming off of that game, are they doing the same thing? Are they coming from a game and then maybe taking that week off?
No.
And then going into not taking it off, but you know what I'm saying, doing what Ohio State did for that first 2 weeks, before the Ohio State game, and then doing a couple light practices and walkthroughs for that first week, and then getting up to game speed since they just had a game, or are you going full speed throughout those 2 weeks, and then at that point you have to worry about over fatiguing your players.
If I was Ryan Day, I think I would have made him go full speed.
Yeah.
And hammering the fact that we still lost to Michigan, the only way we're going to save this season is the national title. I still think that's on their mind. Because it is.
Oh, yeah, it definitely is.
That's the only way they're thinking of, that's how this is a successful season now. Because they lost 2 of their 3 goals already. Yeah. It was win against Michigan.
Win the Big Ten title.
Couldn't happen because you lost against Michigan.
And then win the national championship.
So you could be 0 for 3, bud.
Yeah. You could be. And then not only be 0 for 3, be 0 for 3 going 0 for 3 in those goals from the team that you lost to early in the season. So you lost to the same team twice. And you lost to Michigan. And you didn't even get a chance to play for the Big Ten title. Yeah. That would be shit in the sock of Ohio State.
But yeah, so there is that.
Very possible.
Yeah.
Because you're going to run into Oregon, and then you're going to run into one of Texas or Arizona State, and then you have the national title.
Yeah.
So you still have 3 more games,
including
this one. It's gotten crazy.
Your competition is only going to level up.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't care if you are Arizona State. If you beat Texas,
Yeah.
You beat Texas.
Yeah. And then, and then if Ohio State does beat Oregon, they have redemption for that, and then they run into the team that beat Michigan earlier in the year.
I'm not gonna lie, if they beat Oregon.
Yeah, but even if you beat Oregon, you still have to run into Texas or Arizona State, whatever Arizona State did well against Texas to get there, they could do against Ohio State. They could be on like a Cinderella run. And then if you get past those two teams, you run into either Notre Dame, Georgia, Boise, or Penn State in the championship. And in the championship, I'm a believer that if you get to the championship, whatever game it is, whatever sport it is, it's immediately 50-50.
Okay.
Because anything can happen in the championship. We've seen major upsets, major sweeps, major comebacks, and stuff like that. Like, look what happened in the Stanley Cup this past year. We almost saw one of the most crazy comebacks in all of history.
That is true.
And then you see teams in the Super Bowl, like Tom Brady's Tampa Bay Buccaneers, come out of nowhere and go to the Super Bowl and win it in 1 year against, I think, didn't they play the Chiefs that year?
Yeah.
And the Chiefs were on a historic run that year. Chiefs were amazing that year.
Yeah.
I think they just come off of their first Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The season passed. So, or no, I think it was Chiefs. Stafford won after the Bucks.
Yeah. So it was Chiefs 49ers.
Yeah, Chiefs. Yeah.
Then Chiefs, Bucks, Chiefs. Then
Bengals, Rams.
Rams.
Yeah.
And
So
then Chiefs, Eagles.
I can't remember.
I don't remember. We're on like Super Bowl 57. Dude, it's going to be 2025.
3 days.
Yeah. Math is great. Can you do math?
Really less than 3 days. 2.5 days.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We haven't discussed what we're doing yet. But we can talk about it at all.
But no, yeah, and we're singling out Ohio State because we're Ohio State haters, Michigan fans. But whatever we just said for Ohio State goes the same way for Penn State and Boise, Notre Dame and Georgia, Oregon, and then Arizona State and Texas.
All these teams did something to get to exactly where they are.
And each one of these teams, none of these teams are undefeated.
Oregon.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Oregon is the only one defeated team.
Yeah, that's right. Well, every other team made some kind of mistake that led them into the spot that they are, and they have to dig themselves out of that.
And Texas' only losses are to Georgia.
Right, yeah. And then Georgia lost to Bama, and almost lost to Georgia Tech. I think it was just to Bama.
I think so.
And then Notre Dame lost to
NIU.
NIU. I thought I had another one in there.
I think that was it.
It might be it.
Because Texas A&M was supposed to be their hardest game.
Yeah, and they trounced them. And then
lost to NIU by last-second field goal.
That's crazy. But, I mean, like I was saying, every other
Boise only lost to Oregon.
Yeah.
By 3.
And then you also have the argument where, why are Arizona State and Boise State even involved in this because they played nobody in their conference schedules? It's like, well,
yeah,
Arizona State did play some decent teams. I think they played Utah and BYU.
Yeah,
and then
BYU was ranked the whole entire time.
No, yeah, and then Boise State played Colorado. Colorado was ranked most of the year.
Yeah,
and then they play
BYU. Sorry, side note, BYU fucked up Colorado.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then you have who else did BYU play? I think they played Cal, or Boise State. I think they played Cal and UCLA. No, UCLA is Big Ten now. Who's the other team? Stanford. They only play those teams. Good football programs. So it's not like they were playing absolutely nobody. It's not like they were playing like Fresno State and Louisiana Tech all through the year or anything. Like, it's not like they were playing just no-name teams the entire time. They had some really good games mixed in there. But, like you're saying, Boise State lost to Oregon.
Yeah.
And Arizona State lost to, I think they lost to BYU.
Yeah.
So, like, they deserve to be there because what they had done in their previous schedule. And there's a reason for them not being in, or them being in and their teams not being in.
Yeah.
So they do have a place there. And any of these teams can win it, realistically.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, Arizona State can go on a Cinderella run. Penn State can go and win it. Boise State can go and win it. Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Like, you never know.
Yeah. Playoffs aside, and other college football news, for the JUCO athletes out there, doesn't matter whether you go to JUCO now, because your eligibility remains the same.
Yeah, I did see that. You can play like 13 years now in college
I
ball.
have 2 years of eligibility left now. That happened overnight. I don't know how to feel about that, but it is what it is, I guess.
Still there, hey, 2 more years.
Yeah, and then it's for sure happening with D1. I don't know if it's happening with D2, but D1 come whenever they implement the new rules or whatever. It's already been voted on and it's going to go through. Roster limitations. You can only have 105 guys now on the roster.
Yeah.
So what's probably going to happen now is there's going to be a whole bunch of Division I guys going D2.
Yeah.
And moving down because it just makes it that much harder to get on a Division I football team.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to make that 105 man. It's also hard to transfer laterally now. I think I said that right. Laterally.
Mm-hmm.
Because you might not make the 105 on another team.
No, yeah, and that's like, say you play at like, I don't know, like what's a team that Michigan had transfer like a lower level team. We have someone from like SMU. I think we had someone from SMU come to Michigan.
We have some weird transfers in there.
Or Missouri. There was one guy from Missouri. So you come from Missouri and you come up to Michigan. There's no guarantee that you'll be playing for Michigan. So you might as well just stay in Mizzou or transfer somewhere like Kentucky or Kansas or something like that.
You're either going to go to a lesser conference. All right, let's not say that. Depending on who you are. What if you're like a B tier guy? A tier for your team, but a B tier guy in general.
Yeah.
If you hit the portal, your best option is going to be to go to a lesser conference. Because NIL money is not going to be the same for you, too, now.
No, yeah. So if you go from, like, let's say you go from, like, I don't know, like an Auburn. Like, not like a lower level tier school, but a school that's can be up there and ranked really high, but just
hasn't got over their hump yet.
Yeah, like isn't fully like rebuilt yet, and they're not at the top anymore.
Yeah,
you go to a school like you can go down to like a lower level and go to like
Eastern Carolina
or like Northwestern. Or like go somewhere there. But going from like an Auburn to maybe a UCLA or a Maryland. It's going to be harder because you're moving laterally and you're moving, like you're saying, like NIL money might be the same, it might be a little bit less or a little bit more, but getting on that 105 is going to be difficult.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter where you came from. If you don't adhere to their standards and you don't get along with their coaches or you're not, talented enough in their eyes, you're not going to play.
Also, for D2 guys trying to transfer up and go D1,
you have to be really special.
You have to be completely different.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's not, like, you could be it used to be like, a guys on Northwood could have went D1.
Oh, yeah.
And they avidly put their name in the portal and they were getting offers. That's not necessarily going to happen anymore.
Maybe not as often, but it will still happen because you would see it happen sometimes in D2 where a guy comes from a D2 and goes and plays in a school like Boise State, where it's a team that maybe doesn't appear on everyone's map right away, but you have someone jump off the page.
Yeah,
and you never know. And there are those freak incidents where you have someone play like D2 and they're maybe not like a superstar in D2, but they come up to D1 and they get like that next level of coaching.
Yeah.
Where they get a piece of advice that really jumps their game up and they go to that D1 and they explode.
Yeah.
So
it's not a knock on D2 guys. It's infinitely harder.
Yeah.
And it's because of that.
But it will also hopefully enhance the competition on the field as well.
Yeah.
Because not only are you fighting for your spot in practice, you're fighting for your spot in the actual games now too, because you can get cut from the roster mid season and get someone else up there in that slot, and then someone else below you we promoted to wide receiver 1 or running back 1 or whatever it is.
Yeah, because don't get me wrong, D1 is the best of the some of the best of the best.
Yeah.
Well, I know some guys.
Yeah.
That should not be D1.
No. They're what's his face? Michigan.
Oh, Davis Warren?
No. I didn't from the other guy.
Tuttle?
Yeah. Did. He wasn't very good.
Oh, well. I've never played with Tuttle, so I can't.
No, I'm just saying, like guys, like it's like going from I can't remember where he came from, but he came from somewhere to Michigan right away, and it's like, okay.
Oh. Yeah, it's just certain guys.
My shit just there.
Yeah, it's just like certain guys that I played with. Now, I'm not saying I'm D1 material because obviously I'm not because I didn't go D1.
Yeah, I'm sure. Who am I? I didn't play high level football, so.
But I played against some guys that I have a guy in mind that I fucked up a lot.
That's now D1. Yeah. And then but he could also be one of those cases too where he gets that D1 treatment and his game boosts. But like you're saying too, you have the extended rosters.
Oh, he didn't play. He actually went back to Iowa Central. He's back there now.
Okay. Well, there you go. Yeah.
A lot of it was size. Let's just say.
Okay.
Let's just say you can't teach size, but still size. I don't think size should matter all that much. That sounds oddly sexual.
You saying size doesn't matter, Ben?
I say it's the motion of the ocean, or so I'm told.
But no, I mean, you look at a guy like Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald's what, 5'11"?
They boost him up, but he's really like 5'10".
There you go. He's one of the best defensive ends of all time in football, in the NFL, and then going D1.
A first ballot Hall of Famer.
Right? Yeah. But then you also have guys like
he didn't go to a great school either. He went to Pitt.
Right.
And Pitt's made a comeback, but during his time at Pitt, they weren't that good.
No, yeah. And then you have guys like J.J. Watt, who are freaks of nature, went to a great D1 school.
You first went to Central Michigan.
It was true. But then
and played tight end at Central Michigan.
Yeah. Wasn't he I think he was a two-way player at one point, too.
Mm-hmm.
He played both.
He was also very skinny.
That is true. Yeah, he did put on because after he became a designated defensive end, he put on that weight,
and now he's 6'5", Greek god.
But he's lost a lot of weight now too. Like you see him now. You see him
in the tone.
Well, yeah, but he talks on the McAfee show about how he's lost, like he's shaved some of his weight off.
Also, part of that is he's not eating 6,000 calories.
No, yeah, he's not. Yeah, he's not. Doesn't need that size for anything anymore. But like you see him in the tires trailer for Shane Gillis' thing.
Yeah,
that dude, toned dude, like lost a lot of his weight that he had in football.
He's probably
not. You can see it in his arms.
He's still massive, but he's not fucking massive.
No, yeah, like his muscle mass is still probably mostly there, probably like 90% there. but I'm sure he doesn't work out to the extent that he did when he was in the NFL.
Yeah, there's no reason to.
No, yeah, but then also, like you're saying, he's not eating fucking 6,000 to 10,000 calories a day.
Yeah,
because he doesn't need to carry around.
He's
that weight.
not working. He might work out twice a day. Who's to say? Who's to say? I mean, he's a great kid. Let's admit it.
And he's been doing it for 80% of his life, probably.
Yeah.
So he's probably just used to it. Probably likes to do that stuff. It'd probably be weird for him to now, like, if he wasn't doing 2 a days, he'd probably just be sitting around. It's like, this would be the time he'd be working out right now.
Yeah, he's probably chilling with his brother Derek.
Yeah.
Is it Derek?
I think it is. Derek what?
Yeah, TJ, JJ, and Derek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
then
think there's a fourth one. I can't remember. Or maybe I'm thinking of another set of brothers.
probably, but think about it. Derek retired before any of them.
Yeah. I think Derek is also the oldest.
Yeah. He was a fullback.
Right, yeah.
So who's to say, TJ isn't rubbing it in their face and getting them all.
Oh, yeah. Because that was the thing with Derek. Like, when the three of them were in the NFL at the same time.
It's like, oh yeah, JJ Watt's this Hall of Fame caliber player, like definitely going in the Hall of Fame. And he also has 2 brothers. And it's like, oh, okay, JJ's obviously the best one out of the 3 of them. But then TJ is kind of like,
TJ is gay.
definitely ranked up. Yeah.
TJ is gay. Derek, I didn't really watch him play, but it's really hard for a
He
fullback.
was on the Steelers too.
Yeah. It's really hard for a fullback to get into the Hall of Fame now.
Because the fullback position isn't really used a whole lot like
Yeah.
it used to be anymore. So you see running backs or halfbacks where they act as kind of like they can line up as a fullback and use as a fullback, but they're traditionally a running back.
Yeah.
And then you have, in college, you have tailbacks. So,
Yeah.
So
it's not like Derek was a bad player. It's just like JJ is first balance.
No, yeah, like, what's his face from the Patriots when Brady was there for the last few years? Rex Burkhead, fullback, ended up being a running back. But you had the greatest passer to ever play a game. So he wasn't used because they didn't use the running game a whole lot during those years, and he was a fullback.
Yeah.
But you put him at halfback once Brady left, and he was great. So it's one of those things. It's like if you had if you use the position differently, or if you use the player differently, then you can make a great name for yourself. But I mean, not to say Derek wasn't a great football player.
Yeah.
Like he still was. He still was good in college and stuff. But.
Obviously, you can tell we're pussies and we don't want to get hit by them.
No, yeah, the guy's just as tall as JJ is. I think he's like 6'3" or 6'4" or something.
Derek?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think JJ is the tallest, and then TJ and Derek are like.
Yeah,
somewhat the same
TJ is
size.
like 6'4".
So I think
That's you, bud.
right. Well, yeah. I think Derek is like around there. Like, he was large for a fullback. Yeah. I mean, he's a Watt brother. Like their dad too is huge.
Yeah. Same thing with Hutch's dad. Fucking.
Michigan and NFL player.
Yeah.
Steve Hutchinson.
And Hutch's dad was like 6'2". Like compared to Hutch.
Yeah. Hutch is like 6'7".
Yeah.
Or something like that. But yeah, I think Steve Hutchinson was like 6'3" coming out of college.
Yeah.
Or something like that. So.
And his mom his mom isn't that tall either.
No,
tall for a girl.
Right, yeah. I think his mom was like 5'11" or something like that. Which is like tall for a woman.
Yeah.
It is. Like, when you consider the male height average is what, 5'9", 5'10"?
It's 5'7".
Maybe globally.
Oh yeah,
But in the US I think it's 5'9". And then the woman is probably like 5'7". Somewhere around there. Like you would go to the mall or something like that. See a lot of short chicks. You also see a lot of short dudes. And then you see guys like me walking around. And you see girls that are like my height. You're like, Jesus Christ.
I see a girl that's your height, dude.
There were a couple that worked with me. They were like fucking I'm not even shitting you.
They play basketball?
Volleyball, some soccer.
Sorry, if I see a tall girl, I'm like, what sport do you play?
Mostly black women. I'm just saying, not stereotyping. Like the ones that I've seen that have been my height have been African American.
Well, yeah.
Which just taller,
I think black people are taller than white people, anyways. Most of the time.
Most of it, yeah, right.
Look at the NBA.
That's what I'm saying. No, yeah, it's like mostly they're.
If you heard that, my dog.
Is that a small one?
That might have been the small one, yeah.
Yeah, no, like you see like, you see like you know. I can't remember what I was gonna say.
The chick that was drafted from like South Carolina was like 6'7".
There you go. Look at Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark's I think like over 6 foot. No,
Oh,
I thought she was.
I think
I thought she was like 6 foot or 6'1".
he's not even the WNBA now.
No, yeah, that's true.
Caitlin Clark.
Clark.
6 foot.
Yeah, there you go.
Really? She didn't look that tall.
No, because she's probably playing with other girls that are with her that are 6'5", 6'6".
I know, but
That's what I'm saying. She's a tall girl.
well, yes, tall girl, yeah, but
Like no, you're like.
I thought I saw her in person once. She didn't look that tall.
But then what's weird is like, let's say you have like a woman who's like my height, and then a guy who's like taller than that, like 6'7". They might pump out a kid who's 5'5".
That I
You know,
yo, just send them to the orphanage.
Right. Or you might have the other way around. You have a dad who's like 5'8", and a mom who's like 5'2", and they pump out an Hutchinson.
Yeah,
and it's like, dude.
Yeah, my mom and dad are sure taller,
Right?
ish.
I mean,
On the taller side.
for me, my mom and all the women in my family have been like average height, like 5'8", 5. I think my mom's like 5'10", but then the males have been fucking huge. And my dad's 6'4", 6'5". My grandfather was like 6'5", 6'6". So
Yeah, my grandfather was 6'4", 6'5". My uncle was 6'4", 6'5".
yeah, so
He likes to say 6'3", but I'm like, dude, just knock it off.
yeah.
Oh,
How?
I bought books that are going to be here tomorrow.
Books?
Yeah. I just wanted books.
Yeah, what kind of coloring books? What kind of books are you talking about?
It's the pop-up books.
Yeah. Hungry caterpillar.
No, I'll show you off camera what I got. I got an Amazon gift card for Christmas.
Goodness.
So, I bought books.
No, yeah, I will tell you, like I was saying at the mall, like when I went to the mall at one time, there was like two black women, they're like taller than me, like walking together. And I was like, Jesus Christ. And I was like, I don't think I've ever seen a woman that's been taller than me before. I was like, oh my God. I was like, it's like, where am I? Dude, I didn't know what I was like, you seeing this? Like, what the fuck? No, yeah. I was like, are they wearing heels or something like that? I was like, no. They're just wearing tennis shoes.
Dude, and some of them want to wear heels. I'm like, dude.
No, yeah. Take it easy. Take it easy.
I'm like, you're 6'7".
Right, yeah.
It's
like I'm tall. You don't see me walk around in kiss boots. Like what the hell? Like some of those girls do. They just heels are like this. And it's like, dude, like what the fuck?
And they're like talking to some of them, like because female college basketball players are usually pretty tall. Or you call them, or
just basketball player. I mean, when you play basketball, you get closer to the rim as possible. So,
yeah.
I was like, they were talking about heels, and I was like, first off, aren't they uncomfortable? And they're like, well, yeah. I was like, also, I was messing with them. I was like, you're also a baby giraffe.
Yeah.
So they're like, yeah, but it's hard when you want to wear heels and you're this tall. You're not going to find anybody taller than you. I'm like,
good point.
Yeah, you're already 6'5".
Right, yeah.
with heels, you're going to be 6'11".
Yeah, you get them damn 6-inch heels, gonna be 7 feet tall.
Yeah,
What the
I'm
hell
like,
are we doing?
you want somebody taller than you?
Yeah, like an average sized girl walks around, she trips in the heel, she might break her ankle. You fucking trip, fall
You're
down,
breaking your neck.
break your leg, break your face. Yeah, like Jesus Christ.
I'm like, even if you're like 5'9", I get the heels. I could understand it. You know?
Yeah, you do like what? I mean,
But if you're 6'5", you already wear heels and you're normal. You know?
right. Like, yeah.
Also, if I see a girl that's like taller than me, I'm like,
I mean, you're attractive, but like, but then what's I don't want to say what's funny, but what is kind of funny. No. Listen. Listen. What's funny is like when you see a dude who's like the same height as his girlfriend, or like just a little bit taller, and then she wears heels, and all of a sudden she's taller than him. It's kind of funny because you could just imagine like when they're getting ready, he's like, please don't wear heels. Please don't wear heels. And then she comes out with heels, like, fuck! It's like, damn it.
Another day, another victory. That's like a fallen trooper, dude. You have a ceremony and everything.
You see him walked in, he's just pissed.
He's at a nice restaurant too, and he's like,
and he's got like a college formal. Yeah, like that. He just walked in, like,
so is this your mom?
Oh my god.
Oh, so this must be your sister. No, she's my girl. No. Oh, they're like, they make boots for guys.
Yeah. Oh my god.
You're just like, but I get it. I mean,
she shows up wearing like those hyped up
the Temu.
Yeah. Oh my god.
The Temu shoes that you can get that like add 4 inches to your height for guys.
Oh my god. Yeah, they look like normal shoes, but it has like a heel. Right?
Yeah.
It's crazy. You just sit in the height that you have. Just own it.
I don't think you can really do to change it. So
they came out. So I was walking around with when Josh and Adam and I went to the mall, and we walked into. Can't remember where we walked into. I hadn't seen it before.
Was I with you?
I don't know. I can't remember. I think it might have been before we found you there. But we were walking around, and I saw these Converse shoes, where the bottom of the shoe is like this.
I know what you're talking about, and no, I was not with you.
Oh, well, yeah. No, yeah. I was like, why? Why are we guys? Yeah, I guess. Like, dude, they're just Converse shoes. Like, apparently, like Converse All Stars and Vans are supposed to be unisex. Okay. So, like, but they come in women's and men's sizes. Yeah. So you know what size to wear, but the style is the same. Yeah. So why? Like, it's probably clearly made for a woman because you see, like I said, you see like the Doc Marten freaking Kiss boots that are like this, and you see Converse that's like that. So it's like you just wearing those to get a couple inches on us, huh? It's like
some girls are 4'11", dude.
Oh yeah, true. Like it's like
some guys are 4'11".
That's tough. I'm sorry, that's tough. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Who's Santa elves? Santa has elves, man.
You just hand them a Christmas list. Can you give this to your old man? Just say, hey, can you get this up there for me? He just looked at it, he's like, what the fuck? Shred trips over the shreds. Oh my god.
I know what I'm doing as soon as I see a couple people now. See producer Mike.
Yeah. Producer Mike isn't that short. He's like 5'10".
I know. You think everybody's 5'10".
I don't know. They all look the same from up here.
You asshole! You asshole! We can't all be 6'4".
Everybody was 6'4". You wouldn't be special.
Probably a lot less problems in the world. people with people. Napoleon, the Napoleon complex is real. It really is. We're not telling you anything that's untrue.
Jesus.
Like you have like. Remember when? Or no, you weren't with us when we went to Duluth.
Oh, when I was in Iowa.
When we were in Duluth,
I told you guys to come down. You said no.
we couldn't.
I know. I know.
But when we went up to Duluth, we went to that college football game. I was like average height for people that are up there. Like they were like that when I'm talking about like girls that are like over 6 foot. That prime example.
Adam fell out.
Dude, yeah, no, like, yeah, they would like get lost in the crowd.
Yeah.
You're like, Jonathan, they're like jumping, kind of. And even I'm going like this. I'm like, fuck are they? Because everyone else was, not everyone else, but like the tall people there were real tall, and like the medium, like the average size people there were like my height.
That's crazy.
And then like the short people were like Adam and Josh's height, and they're not terribly short guys. No, yeah, you guys like are incredibly short.
Jesus.
Start blinking in Morse code.
Get out
Yeah.
of
here.
Why don't you tell me twice?
If that happens in Morse code, I'm leaving through the window.
No, yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. There'll be a me-sized print in the wall like this.
It's like
wipe out.
Yeah. Or like fucking like cartoon, like SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Cartoon.
So you hopping on that testosterone there, bud? So your voice don't crack like that anymore, or what?
I don't know. I feel like it. Like I was telling you before. Like I feel like it might be because I'm coming down with something. I've been coughing all day again, and I've had like a little bit of a headache. Oh yeah, just doctor's mask. Twap. To the face. Just snaps a doctor's mask onto your face. Yeah, so you touch the keyboard and touch the microphones and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to make a joke, but I was like, no, I'm going to be as funny as
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, even though it's not true, it's just not that funny of a joke.
Funny. Yeah.
Yeah. It's all over the keyboard.
Yeah. Yeah. Lick my hand and go all over the screen and the keyboard and shit. Nah. Red Wings did what I asked. Well,
Fired him.
they fired
Got him out of town.
They hired Todd McClellan, who he's been here when the Red Wings were good in 07, 08. I think it was his last year with the Wings. Then he became head coach for the San Jose Sharks. Had some good runs with them. Then he went to Edmonton. Coach Connor McDavid had some good runs with them. Then he was most recently with the LA Kings. Good LA Kings teams. Now he's with the Red Wings.
You also told them that you play fucking hockey.
Yeah.
Act like it.
Act like you've been doing your whole life. Act like it. Then again, he had after he lost to the Maple Leafs, we had an intense game. It said intense practice. Like apparently, you saw them skating circles around the rink. He was yelling on the ice and stuff like that. So I was like, yeah, dude, whip them boys into shape, right? Yeah. And I mean, we've seen like Irishman has had some really good picks, but we haven't seen them yet. And you wonder if it's all on Eiserman because he hasn't gotten the team organized and he hasn't gotten the team to where he wants them to be. But then you also look at how the team is playing under that head coach. And it's like, well, is it all because Eiserman isn't bringing up these guys and he isn't signing these guys, or does he know that the team isn't ready? Because he doesn't have the coach. He's looking for a certain coach that he wants.
Yeah.
And I need to see when Eiserman retired. When did Steve? I think it's 2006. Steve Eiserman retire. 2006.
Fucking encyclopedia.
Todd McClellan
Retire.
Todd McClellan coach the Red Wings from 05 to 08. So he was coaching Steve Yzerman while he was here.
Mm.
So, as an assistant, but still. So, you have Yzerman who knows what this dude is about, knows that he was under Mike Babcock and knows what success looks like.
Yeah.
Babcock. And last year I had a hockey team that was called Babs Cock. But it was called, like, caulk was spelled like caulk, like the substance. We're getting a flag for that, probably. It's whatever. I thought it was fun. You're saying Mike Babcock, you two. But,
If that's what gets us flagged,
right, yeah, totally. We're just shaming height disadvantaged people.
you're going to get us flagged. You're the reason. No. Just say
Nope. Don't say it. Remember when
don't say it.
Yeah.
We all know the word we're thinking about. It starts with an M.
You can probably guess. There's other ones other than that.
I was talking for small people.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. So was
What were you thinking?
No, I was thinking the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
D. Oh my god, we're going to get canceled. We should end this pretty soon.
We already said one in this video. Said elves. You said one. Now we said elves.
You said it.
Yeah.
You just said it. You incriminated yourself. You're going to jail.
But no.
Oh no, we should end this soon. We're going to get in trouble.
The Red Wings are playing Washington Capitals tonight. We're playing Alex Ovechkin. He's come back from a broken leg 40 days ago. 30 days ago, 40 days ago. He broke his leg. And he's coming back and he's playing hockey already. And he scored yesterday. He scored an empty net goal, but still. And then we're playing them here. Yeah, we're playing them here in Detroit. And then, so this will be the redemption after Todd McClellan played his first game. Because I think when McClellan was hired, it was like a day or two after he got hired was the game against the Leafs. So it's not really a whole lot of time.
You didn't get none.
No, yeah. But now you've had 2 days since the Leafs have played the Wings. Yeah, because no. You played on Thursday or Friday. So, realistically, 2 days. You had the day in between and then morning skate. So, almost 2 days since that game. So, hopefully, we see some kind of turnaround with what he's done in just those couple of days. Because after a game like that, like in any sport, if you have a practice like that where you're getting yelled at and you're getting disciplined, you play different the next game.
Oh, yeah.
So, whether it's professional level or middle school, high school level, you play different the next game. Because you know what the consequences are. If you don't do what the coach told you already, you're going to get bashed even more.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's not fun.
No, yeah. Like, I'm sure those professionals don't want to get treated like college kids or like high school kids.
Yeah, because they're grown men.
Right, yeah. But then he also has a point. You've been playing hockey your whole lives. Play hockey.
Yeah.
Act like it. Act like professionals. So, but it's pretty cool. I'm definitely going to be watching that game. And then Tigers signed Gleyber Torres, second baseman from the New York Yankees. He batted I think it was like a 260 something last year. Had like 20 something doubles, 16 home runs. Played second base pretty well. And then we're going to move Colt Keith from second base to first base, which not too sure what that means for Spencer Thorkelson. Could get traded, could get sent down to the minors, could be placed at DH. Who knows? But still on the hunt for Bregman, still on the hunt for another arm, another couple bullpen arms. And I don't know. They're saying that Bregman is close to talks with the Tigers, but they're worried about us not paying enough for him, that's just disappointing. But then there are other options out there. There's Jake Berger from the Miami Marlins, Nolan Arenado from the Cardinals. So either of those guys, I would prefer Bregman because of the bat and the glove. Nolan Arenado, he's one of the best defenders as of recent, but his bat's been spotty. And then Jake Berger can hit decently well, probably better than Arenado, but the worry is his glove, like his third base, his proper position, because I know he's played first in the past too. So, but yeah, we still have a long way to go. We have, I think, 90 days until the season starts, 60 days until spring training starts. So, and then I think like 40 or 50 days until pitchers catchers report. So, baseball seasons, it's creeping up on us.
Nice.
Yeah. And then, and then IIHF, International Ice Hockey Federation, World Junior Championships are going on right now in Ottawa, Canada. Yeah. So the World Juniors is U20. So if you're 20 years old before the tournament starts, you can't play.
Oh.
But if you turn 20 while the season or while the tournament's going on, you can play. So I checked the Team USA's rosters. There isn't anyone from Michigan, but there is. I think there are some kids from Michigan who play for different colleges, but none from the University of Michigan. And then there's a guy named Cole Eiserman. Not spelled the same as Steve Eiserman, though. But he plays for Team USA. And Latvia upset Canada the other day, 3-2 in the shootout. It's the first time the Latvians beat Canada. I think just at the World Juniors. I think they probably beat them in the past before. And then Team USA played Latvia yesterday, beat them 5-1.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they're playing Finland right now, which Finland is a good team.
Finland!
Patrick, you okay on there?
Finland! We might get strike for that, too.
But, yeah, hopefully Team USA wins. We also have, there is someone not from the University of Michigan, but from Michigan State. Trey Augustine.
Okay. Oh, I've heard Trey Augustine.
Yeah. Brilliant prospect.
Yeah.